And welcome back. Picking up where we left off last time in Solar Expanse in our Fission all the way run. To be fair, it might not end up in the end being Fission all the way, because I think we're going to give up on Fission all the way when we run out of Tech Tree. Just to be able to move through the sort of the terraforming phase of the game a little bit faster. But yeah, we're at terraforming, and we're in the final stretch of techs here. So let's unpause and let some stuff happen. I've run out of something on... I've run out of water on Mercury. Okay, so I gotta bring water in from somewhere. And where is a convenient place to grab water from? That's a good question. We've got a decent chunk on the moon. And we're not... We get a couple years where that's gonna become a problem. I might wait until we get the next shipment for the moon. So we'll ship out to the moon, and then we'll ship back with a pile of water. Mercury to Mars. Titan to Titan orbit. Oh, that was probably the last lift. Yeah, we're down in the tonnage. That makes sense. So we've got 60, 75 tons, or 75 kilotons of nitrogen in Titan orbit. To be fair, apparently I need like megatons of stuff in Martian orbit, or not in Martian atmosphere, so we need to get some pretty heavy tonnage shifting here. But that's the thing that's holding up Mars. I need the atmosphere to be high enough that the gaseous water returns to being liquid. Although, we could be bringing even more water into Mars, I suppose. Just try to brute force it that way. Another asteroid engine's done on the moon. Yeah, the moon right now is not working on anything. We got 17 engines, I need another 10. So what am I short for my next asteroid engine? So we've got enough exotics, got enough helium. I'm short on alloy, I'm short on polymer. And in fact, I think I have enough helium for completing the remaining 10. So we don't quite have that many exotics. I have like enough exotics for 3. But, okay, probably take the polymer down from Mars. Mars to Luna? Yeah, that's the right thing. Got one sitting in orbit, so we'll have you head off with it. Okay, we got those alloys made, so we're going to ship those alloys to Luna orbit. I also need it on Luna, but we want it in the orbit first to do the manosphere generator first. Oh, in Luna orbit as well, we're going to be wanting to get another power station going after that second one comes in. Power receiver. Glass alloy and rares. Okay, so let's plan a transit. Not very many rares. Luna orbit. In Luna orbit, I want to make one of those. Orbital payload container, because it doesn't need to go up in anything. So I need 18 rares. 45 alloy. And 117 glass. We're building up more power stations so we can power that receiver at maximum power, which is probably more power than we need. Okay, Luna to Lutetia's done. Mercury to Luna orbit is done. So Mercury to Luna orbit is an atmosphere generator. Like those arrays to do a return orbit or return transfer to Mercury. Oh, and I want to be actually launching from Luna here. Luna to Mercury. We do want to add a resource. We want to add water. We'll ship 9 kilotons of water in. Oh, because as long as I don't have 9 kilotons of exotic alloy. I have 9 kilotons of water though. And then that'll provide the water that will get the farm going again. And hopefully before the supplies run out. Yeah, Mars has a lot of alloys, or a lot of metal at this point. So that's actually my main problem with the alloys, is not that I don't have enough, it's that I don't have enough where I need it. Right. I need them on the moon because I'm building the asteroid engines. I need it on the moon orbit to build the orbital magnetosphere generators, although that's a thing that's going to run out pretty quickly, because we're going to get done relatively quickly. Mars to Luna is done. So we need you to go back. Go to Mars. Probably the next trip of the exact same thing. Or at least a similar thing. Actually, the next trip is probably alloys. Doesn't need them for the drives, but yeah. So let's get you Lutetia to Luna. That is the correct destination. Half rare, half metal. Because the moon, it needs both rare and metal. Oh, don't wait till the next transfer. Let's go on the current one. Close enough. Luna to Mercury, done. Orbital magnetosphere generator in Luna, done. We're starting the next one. Fission to Luna, scheduled. Mars to Luna, okay. And we got that mirror going. 195 of these. It's getting us 0.95 tons of nitrogen a day. I want more. We want more nitrogen. Okay, let's get that up to 200. See what we're at 200. Probably still want even more than that, but Mars orbit to Lutetia. Okay, so we want you to go back to Mars. Mars does not need the metal, but Mars could definitely appreciate the rares. You know, we'll make this cyclical mission. Which means I want to send it to the orbit, and I'll manually drop it from orbit when we need it. So Lutetia, add rare. Mars, add nothing. No launch vehicles required because we're doing the orbit. And yeah, just do never for the moment. I don't have to micro that transit anymore. Oh, you came from the moon. Or not the moon, you came from Mars, so go back to Mars. Speaking of you, probably want to go back to the moon. We'll do some polymer, because we got some polymer to bring. But bring some rare, or bring some alloys. They're torn up. Optimal transit window. There you go. Yeah, the water did arrive at Mercury. Not making CO2, or not making carbon fast enough. Why? Well, the answer to that is crack more CO2, I think. Yeah, crack more CO2. How many CO2 crackers do I have? I have 4. That's providing me... Yeah, so just make 2 more crackers. That'll fix the problem real quick. And then another manosphere generator. Get that radiation even lower. And yeah, you can see we're going to basically fly through these techs pretty quickly. There's not much left in the tech tree. Okay, so we got what I would probably describe as the solar death ray to point at things. Once again, I think we will start by pointing it at Europa and see what it does temperature-wise. We want to rise basically 170 degrees. We'll see if it does 170 degrees. Orbital mirror on the sun. We have a new target for you. Please aim at Europa, the planet, not Europa, the continent on Earth. That would be one of those would be a very bad target. Orbital power station on Mercury orbit done. Lutetia to the moon. You know, let's also set this one up so there and back again, cyclical. Add nothing on that end. On this end, add metal and rare metal. Wait until cargo is full. I'm not sure how it'll bounce here. I assume it'll be 50-50. So half metal, half rare metal. If I'm wrong, it'll just do all metal. If I am right and we're short on one, it should fill up with the other one, is what I'm hoping. There we go. Just gonna stop trying to micro that line as much. Means I'm likely to run out of something if I screwed up the logic there. Or Lutetia is gonna run out of stuff, because that's... What, 41 years left? Like, that's more than the carbon, but it's not nothing. And then the next thing we're working on is metal extraction. Get these people working to get more metal out of the ground. Again, so 20 of these is 60 people working. Let's actually, because I apparently have the power. Yeah, we got the power. Let's do, that's 20. Let's do 20, or let's do 30. 30 more metal mines. Should have the power for that. Actually, I might not have the power for that. I think I only probably have the power for 20. Whoops. But we have the crew for that at least. Okay, CO2 is good. And we've got 50-something years of CO2 to process, so that's good. Mars to Luna. Yeah, Mars to Luna has completed, so you're going back to Mars. And I have enough so I can get the next engine going. One engine. Again, I got one in orbit, one at the destination, 15 here, and I want to build another 10, so that's one of the 10 remaining ones. Titan at Mars, Luna to Mars, Luna... Oh, Luna to Mars. Okay, so that's, we've got actually 2 here that want to go back to Luna. That's not the moon game. Add, in this case, add alloys. You can do more than that. You've got 2 arrays game. I guess maybe it was estimating off of the... I don't know, we've even done better with the arrays and or the Pelican concept. And we get these arrays to return... There we go. Back to Titan. Mars to Titan. This was actually technically it's orbit to orbit. All 10 of you go. If we pick a slightly more aggressive fuel plan than the default. And then we can immediately plan the return. Titan orbit to... not near Earth orbit, or near Earth objects, but Mars. You're already pre-positioning stuff in orbit, so you just sort of drop by, pick it up, and return. Getting arguably a geoswing off of the sun there. Endless mining base. Yep. How's the power looking? Yeah, I don't have enough power to run all the metal lines for that. It's fine. Sirius is complete. So Zeus is probably, when we go into sort of force game and start using the fusion ships, it's probably going to be the main workhorse. That's what we're working on researching now, although we're not going to build any until we're done with the deck 3. Oh, let's check how effective was the death ray. Yeah. yeah, I think it's fair to say that the solar death ray is a solar death ray. We've boiled Europa. It's 282C at Europa, so we've got 20x deposit of water here, gaseous water. What I'm going to do is I'm going to point the laser, point the death ray at something else. That'll cause the temperature to crash again. And we'll see if this should freeze. Let's see what sort of deposit this freezes into. If this freezes into a accessibility 1 deposit, then we might bring miners into mining. I'm also tempted to do that where we have people. The drawback, of course, there is obviously 200-something C is probably not good for human habitation. Negative 26, yeah. And I think before we heated it up, I think it was habitable, comparatively speaking. Yeah, we've melted you. I could, for example, in fact, I'll point at something else besides what we've got people on, just to check. Although for that to be a useful metric, I need to know what the accessibility is, I suppose, for the next target. How much food do I got? 14k here. Titan's probably the place I point at next. Okay, so let's point at Titan. Let's do a little bit of defrosting on Titan. We'll need to point at someplace else pretty quickly. If it does actually melt. Yeah, we'll see what that does. Well, that should cause the temperature to come right back down. Hopefully that refreezes at like an accessibility 1 deposit. So what I'm thinking of doing is we're just going to go bouncing around, melting these really terrible deposits, hopefully getting better deposits out of them. Orbital magnetosphere generator at Luna is done. Okay, so that means we're probably coming up in time to do the next shipment in. Should have power. Yeah, we have enough to power the 8 that we have. We've got another collector coming in for what's upcoming. And that probably will power... Well, that won't quite power all that's left, right? Because it's... Oops. 8 is providing negative 5.7. It was 12? I think it was 12. There'll be another number, minus 5.7. So we'll need a little bit more than that. Might need to put a third collector up there. In the meantime, manage power transfers. Let's readjust this so it's 20, 40, 40. As we increase the power in Mercury orbit. In fact, I probably should put more up in Mercury orbit on that logic. But first, let's do... Oh, I need a little bit more for the shipment to the moon. Mars orbit, Titan orbit. I was already prepped for the return trip, so it should already be going back. Oh, and that's positively balmy. Oh, you liquefy the oceans on Titan. Okay, that... I was expecting we were going to have to boil the oceans, but liquefaction works perfectly well. 1x multiplier. Good enough. Good enough. In fact, that probably means if I want to point the death ray at anything else, I need to know the death ray, because I want to keep it there. That's just good enough. That's good enough. Sure, that raised the pressure a little bit on Titan, but that's fine. Right, that made Titan half habitable. Titan really only needs the oxygen at this point. Yeah, Titan only really needs the oxygen at this point. It even has too much water. Convenient. Yeah, so we just need to bring you some oxygen. Oh, actually, I'd argue that we probably don't even bring you oxygen. We just have you split water on site into oxygen. Yeah, that's probably how we deal with that. We're going to terraform Titan. Yeah, so pump you off, pump a little bit more of you off, pump you off. We're in the right range. In fact, we need to put 0.2 atmosphere of oxygen on here. So we need to pull 0.56 atmos off. Yeah, that was perfect. I'll need to know the death rate. It's cooled down, it's negative 88C, but it hasn't, the water hasn't frozen yet. So it hasn't cooled down enough. Although I suppose I'm looking at Titan like, oh, this is perfect temperature. It might not be done warming up yet as well. That could also be the case. Mars to Luna. Okay. I guess it's another asteroid engine out of production. Go back to Mars, please. Click drag. Being a little bit picky today. Check on Phobos and Deimos. Phobos is, for functional purposes, done. The water is gone. The silicon is gone. Hydroponics, it doesn't make sense to run with no water. Silicon on Deimos is done. So I suppose that means it is time to begin weaving. Phobos, Deimos. At this point, we've got enough food. Oh, actually, I still have the carbon on Deimos, so we still got food production on Deimos for the moment. Another 31 years. We've got 300 years of supplies here, so we're not in any rush to leave. Don't get me wrong. But unless I'm going to use these as collision targets, and because they have no atmosphere and they got pretty low gravity, they might be good collision targets. Particularly Deimos. At low gravity. If the point is to have like a good place to mine, Deimos would not be a terrible place to mine. Minus 12% supply consumption. They're both about the same, but we get a bit better launch off of Deimos. Yeah, so we're probably the Deimos for mining if we're going to use either of them for mining. But yeah, starting about to be time for planning for evac off of Phobos and Deimos. Okay, so you have a Prometheus in. I don't have a Prometheus in Earth. Do at Luna. Luna, can I get you to go, or can I get the Prometheus to Earth orbit? We are beginning preparations for the moons to be evacuated. We'll probably evacuate them, and I'm saying getting preparations underway. I'm getting ahead of schedule, I suppose. We're going to probably evacuate them when we're done with the tech tree, because unless I'm mining there, and we might use that for asteroid mining, glide an asteroid into the location to do the deposits, right? I'll probably use that as my target for where I mine all the hazardous asteroids. Right, so if I don't necessarily want to be bombarding Mars or the Moon with fissiles, for example. So things with like dangerous components, we'll probably just slam those in Deimos, and Deimos will be the mine site. Yeah, we're not going to do both Phobos and Deimos. We'll basically abandon one of them, and we'll just use the other one as a slam target. We just slam it with stuff. Because we've got a whole collection of asteroids out here. So we got, well, the Greeks, the Trojans, yeah, we'll slam those into things. Those will probably get slammed into Mars or the Moon or something. The Outer Belt, we're thinking about slamming Psyche Or actually, Psyche we're going to make an elevator out of, but metal, so whether it's metal or rare metal with like fissile, these we probably want to mine, so we're just going to slam them into something if we're not making an elevator out of them and mine them. Water carbon will slam into probably Mars to start, then Mercury, then the Moon. Just store that order until we get enough liquid water in those locations. But yeah, most of the metal ones I think will probably... And or we'll be looking out to see if we start getting hazard effects for slamming things into Mars. Because we don't want to make the Martian atmosphere hazardous. I don't know what the rules on that is. Some of the atmospheres start hazardous, that's not one of them. I don't know a good example of that, but we need to be careful. I think we need to be careful when it comes to things like radioactives for slamming them into objects. Luna, Earth orbit, okay. So the reason we went to Earth orbit it was first of all because we have too many people in Earth orbit. We want 1,000 up here because we have a rotating hab. Let's do a crew compartment to Mars run just to clear down Earth orbit a little bit. I want at least 2 large crew modules for the evacuation, probably of Phobos. I think we're going to evacuate Phobos. Whether I evacuate them to Deimos or evacuate them to Mars is going to depend upon how readily we are to start crashing asteroids into Deimos. Yeah, I think we'll do that much. Take as much to the Mars. Take 100 food. Optimal transit. Minimum propellant. Off to Mars you trot. But yeah, if we can stay under 1,000 people in Earth orbit, don't have to worry about them starving by accident. Throw them to Mars. Oh, and the planetary manosphere generator on Mercury finished. We're not ready to build the next one yet. I am ready to do a alloys to Luna transfer. So we can get another manosphere generator going. So we can get that radiation lower and lower and lower. So the supplies go farther and farther and farther. Did be the plan. Your average is a little bit too high. I suppose I'd actually have to put shields there. So we're starting to... Yeah, so we probably do another, like, death laser on the sun. How goes the Europa cooling? It's cold enough. I'm actually surprised that hasn't liquefied yet. I'm semi-surprised that hasn't liquefied yet. It is habitable enough to land, so I could be mining that. Could be mining that. Move some people over there and mine that. We'll think about that. Oh, and we received nitrogen we haven't released it yet. So let's release the 30 kilotons of nitrogen and the oxygen to go with it. Yeah, I kind of overbuilt the mines here. Let's turn 5 of these off. Ten of these off. Overbuilt by 10. Yeah, about 10. Okay, so as we finish up mining things, we can rearrange. Here are 38 years, the carbon's gonna last 48. You're 330, so we're not quite mining fast enough. I'd have to bring more power in to do that. Okay, the alloys have arrived. The Metasphere generator is a go. Of rains, make the return trip. And to be fair, if I need CO2 from for any place, we've got a bunch of it slowly piling up at Venus. We even have a decent amount of nitrogen there. I might have... next time I take a trip down from Mars with alloys, I might have that redirect instead of going right back from the moon to Mars. You have to go to Venus and pick up nitrogen from Mars. Yeah. Titan's maybe not warm enough, but in comparison to where it was, it's positively balmy. How much housing do I have here? I have plenty of housing for what we've got. I don't have any real surplus power, being the real issue. So in the long run, that's probably more radioisotope generators to make. Lunar orbit to Mercury. That is the 9 of those returning. Okay. Oh, and I think I want to get another 15 orbital power stations going for the next place I want to put orbital power. And that would be another 15... 15 times 27, because we've got the glass up there already. Pull out the calculator. I know multiplication table 12 times 12, but without writing it down, doing things bigger than 12 times 12 can be a little bit intimidating sometimes in my head. So, Mercury orbit, orbital payload container. 15 times 27 is 405 alloys. I'll ride the Magpie up, because that's a pretty small launch. 3 days go by. And stuff in orbit. So another 15 of you. So 8, 10... Miscount. Yeah, definitely miscount it, because that's 4 plus 4 is 8, that's 10, oh, 14 up there, 15. There we go. The Uranes are back, but we don't need them right now. Well, unless I want to ship electronics somewhere. If I were to delay the next radioisotope generator, we could probably get more engines queued up on Luna. Yeah, let's do that. So let's do a shipment of you to Luna, not to Earth. Unless I wanted money and I don't really need the money that much. Mercury to Luna. We'll do the whole flight in 9. It's maybe not optimal for that, but... Here we go. Oh, I'm running a food deficit here. Can I do something to increase decrease the habitability on Mercury? I think the radiation should be doing better. No. Oh, the population's growing because I've got no containment on the population, so the population can grow at infinitum. Yeah, that's what's happening. Okay. So ship you, ride the Territorn, optimal window. And then I think I need another farm on Mercury, so let's get another farm going. We don't have the atmospheric pressure, atmospheric temperature, or liquid water amount, radiation amount, or whatever for the agricultural farm. We might be getting pretty close on Mars. Yeah, we got one less warning on Mars. So, gravity's check. So we don't have the atmospheric pressure, don't have the liquid water because the water's still frozen. Or gaseous. However you want to describe that problem. It's either frozen or gaseous, and we want somewhere in between. I have more rains inbound to Mars, yeah. Mercury to Luna. So we want those to head back to Mercury. They brought what they wanted, and it's time for them to go. However, by bringing what they wanted, we can get more engines. Construction. 2 more. So we got 19, 1 in orbit, 1 on the destination, or 17 on the planet, 1 in orbit, 1 in the destination, for total 19. We got 2 more queued that leave us with 21, and I need 27, so we need 6 more. The thing holding us up for 3 of those is alloys. For more than that, it will become alloys, polymers, and rares. So I'm not going to be too worried about getting the alloys in because, well, the alloys is kind of what I need to be worried about, I suppose. How goes gas extraction up here? And it is slowly freezing. Okay, so the temperature's come down, it's freezing, and it does freeze back to a 1.0 deposit. So it was a worse deposit, it's now better. Was a worse deposit, is now better, yes. Okay, the gaseous amount gets really bad after that pressure comes down. So we got 25.2 megatons of 1.0. Now, if I don't have a launch vehicle like a... and I have one in this system, I think. Where did I leave it? Is it, Where did I move it? Shouldn't have moved it. Where is my... There should be a Cronus in the Jupiter system as well. Must have shipped it out somewhere and didn't send it back. Did I send it to Mercury? I must have sent it to Mercury. No, I thought I sent the one from, I sent the one to Mercury to Mars. Yeah, so that's the Mercury's one. Where's my other one? On Io, not orbit. Oh, there it is. Jupiter orbit to Callisto. I think you're just shipping metal to orbit, aren't you? No, you're taking alloys up. Okay, well, stop doing that for the moment. There we go. But yeah, if I can drag some auto miners or drag some people would work as well. We can start mining that water relatively effectively. In fact, I've got a construction module here, not an auto miner. I suppose I could be building some mining modules just here in orbit when we drop them. Just to do the proverbial priming of the pump. Probably better off nicking the ones on Callisto. So we'll move the ones on Callisto to Europa orbit, and we'll drop them. Yeah. And then how many tons? I'm getting 0.91. I think this is trending down as we drink the nitrogen. So there's some rounding in play there. Yeah, I think we go for more of this. Oh, here's more. 10, less than 20. Okay. Polymer is the issue because I haven't been shipping polymer from Ganymede, although it's there for when we want it. Okay. I don't have enough hydrogen for the transit. Oh dear. I'll have to have Prometheus go rescue the Kronos. I've stranded the Kronos. This is why I put the Prometheus in orbit of the Jupiter system as well. So I can unstrand things. Okay, so we're back at Ganymede. Or we're at Ganymede. Kronos, I'd like you to make a transit from Ganymede to Jupiter orbit. Oh, and I'm gonna make this a cyclical because I'm going to go there and back again a couple times. Kronos, add polymer. Maintenance and cargo is full. Pick up nothing at Jupiter. Use the Pelican because that'll save a little bit of fuel on the launch. After 4 trips. 3 trips, because I want you to go there, back, there. Stay there. Earth arrived at Mars. That's the people arriving. And effectively my evacuation modules as well. So let's take 2 of those modules, Mars to Phobos. On the Prometheus. We've got a Prometheus here, you might as well use it. Add module, crew module, no crew. 2 of them. Ride the Pelican. Pretty light load. It's only slightly more inefficient, but more frequent transit method. Venus, I have that nitrogen ready to go. So we're gonna have the 3 Aranes take a transit to Venus. Pick that nitrogen up. Come back with it. Okay, so the Phobos crew can leave whenever it wants. Oh, and I have two Prometheus here. I don't need both Prometheus. Let's get one of them back to Mars orbit. In fact, actually, I'll leave one of them here so that we can have the evacuation time, the evacuation channel, so we can leave when we want to. Yeah, Phobos is the one we're going to disassemble. I think we're going to do demos. We may do demos as well. Yeah, Phobos I think is going to get disassembled. So let's actually do a little more disassembly. Get rid of the hydroponics farm. It's going to take a while to evacuate Phobos because we've got tonnage to get off of this place. I think Demos is actually the lighter lift in practice. Yeah, Demos is the lighter lift in practice. Although I suppose that would be the reason, I suppose, to do Demos over Phobos. Do I have the better housing there? Outpost, mobile hab. Oh, I've got more people there than we can house there, is what's going on in both these locations. Both populations have grown out of control. Okay. We've got a housing for 133. Mobile hab. Okay, so you get road-hitting habs. They both get road-hitting habs. They're just in different orders. I don't know why they're in different orders. Oh, they're different orders because one of them has an extra building over the other one. As I'm scanning the list, trying to figure out what the missing building is. Oh, I've did some of the farming one, and I haven't on the other, where the other one has... Yeah, okay, that's what's going on. So yeah, probably going to move to Demos. Demos, I think, has the lower gravity in the long run. In the short run, recognizing I've got too many people on both of them, let's build some habitation. Rotating hab for... I can't, because I don't have the rares. Never mind. But say, let's build some habitation here in case I forget about them and don't feed them. But that's not an option. Which cyclical mission is... Okay, it's the Mercury one going back and forth. Orbital power station, Jupiter orbit Ganymede. That means Jupiter orbit has the ability to build more orbital gas extractors. That's all the alloys assigned for construction at the moment. It's the big heavy component of building all of it anyway. Yeah, more nitrogen. We might start thinking about doing trips to Jupiter for the nitrogen to add to going to Titan. We're at the point where we get another metasphere generator for Mercury. Moon, we're down to 6.2. Maybe coming up in time to ship another batch. Although we don't have it sampled yet for shipping. Oh, I could do another solar drop to get another death ray. I gotta wait until these guys finish going to Venus for the nitrogen at Venus. Mars to Venus has completed. Okay. So return trip, nitrogen to Mars. Rearrange. Load up the full thing of nitrogen. Fill up the empty space with CO2. Fill up the empty space with CO2. Research into Zeus complete. So we will actually complete one of these contracts at the completion of the next research. 5 years, 5 months. So it's a little bit of a trip. Next tech. Orbital power station at Mercury is coming online. Titan orbit to Mars has arrived. That's my nitrogen arriving. Another 30 kilotons releasing. Release the oxygen as well. Then we do want you to go back to Titan. Mars to Titan orbit. All 10 arraigns. I want you... The minimum propellant for the entire fleet is 285. I'd like them to spend like 285 each. Just to go faster. There we go. Orbital magnetosphere generator on Luna complete. So we're waiting for more to pile up at Mercury. Although the radiation on the moon is getting pretty low. We're at 5.52. The lower we get it, the longer the food goes. The longer the food goes, the more people we can have on the moon, I suppose. Yeah, we're getting 84% habitability on Mars. We're getting pretty close on Mars. So, yeah, we put a lot of people on Mars at this point. So we've built for the people we had, and then habitability got better. We get no liquid water because it's either gas or solid. We're working on that. It's going to be a little balmy on Mars. The average temperature is 18.7. Venus orbit to Mars, so that's more nitrogen, so we're going to release that nitrogen. Whatever oxygen will accumulate in the meantime. Do I have those 3 arraigns take the trip to Jupiter? Yeah, we'll have them take the trip to Jupiter. Jupiter back, and then we'll have most of that nitrogen transferred. If not, all the nitrogen transferred. Optimal transit. Actually, you know what? You can burn more hydrogen. Burn like you're going... spending the fuel on the entire fleet on a single ship. Not even spending that much. Still, burn that. Then we're going to plan the return. Jupiter orbit back to Mars. we actually get a fuel savings on the return trip. That's nice. Not particularly fast, but very fuel efficient. Mars arrived at Titan orbit. Oops, I forgot to plan the return trip. Titan orbit to Mars. All we range, grab that nitrogen and return. That would be a reason not to have planned the return trip, yes. I am... Okay. Oops. I want to go to the Prometheus. I want to select the Prometheus. You... The Titan. Have those guys do a swap. The Tanya. Wrong orbital system. Titan orbit to Saturn orbit. Okay, now I probably have the fuel for the return trip. I do not bring enough to orbit. Okay, I'm gonna have these guys do a couple loops to make it a reality. Transfer 50,000 hydrogen, please. Here we go. So that's enough for a transit. Solving this problem definitively for the short period of time here, and then we get you a full 30K. Just hit 3/4 of, or 2/3 of what's in orbit. Okay, off you go. And nitrogen. Check. Flight plan. After 20 transfers. Actually, 21, because I want you back where you started. Whereas... No, that's gonna leave it on the planet. Oh, it's still fine. Mercury to Jupiter, that'll sort itself out. Asteroid engine completed on the moon. I have 9 done there, or 19 done there. We've got to get the 20th going. Got 2 elsewhere, and I need 27 to do what I want. We've got enough there for transit to the moon. That's Earth, not the moon. Mercury to Luna orbit, all 9 of you go. Yeah, working on getting the radiation down on the moon. After the next one will be below 5. You know, it's not going to be very long, and we're going to have the radiation fixed on 3 of the planets that we're planning on terraforming. Oh, that's the return. No, that's them setting out on the return. Mars orbit to Jupiter orbit, yeah. Mercury to Luna. Mercury to Luna is pretty fast. To be fair, Mercury to everywhere is relatively fast. And we get that Expanse sphere generator going. I'll take us below 5. Mercury's mostly doing it via ground sites, although if Mercury runs out of... or if we run out of other places we're doing it on, so we're finished on Mars and Luna, we'll start doing orbital ones on Mercury as well. I'm just doing ground ones on Mercury because we got plenty of metal here. Got hundreds of years of metal on Mercury. Luna orbit to Mercury, done. Saturn to Titan. So that was my 50,000 hydrogen done. Okay, so let's get you back to Saturn just in case we forget in the future to do another resupply run. Again, we haven't pressurized the atmosphere yet enough to get the water to precipitate. So it's a shame. Yeah, transferring that much gas is going to be a difficult thing to do. Honestly, I don't even think I'm extracting enough yet. Unless I'm releasing hydrogen. Like, I got a lot of hydrogen on Jupiter. Or releasing even CO2. Venus, we're gathering a bunch, but it's not really going anywhere. That's what's going on there. Another asteroid on Luna engine complete. So yeah, we've got 22 of those. You're waiting on alloys. Do we have a convenient place to ship those from? I think the answer is no. Well, unless they come from Mercury. Mercury's trying to do the radiation shielding on Luna. Although that's expensive enough, that when that's done, we're gonna have lots of alloys. Unless I'm doing more radiation shielding. And I'm running this part a little long, but I think we're going to try to get interstellar travel done here. And then we'll put the part break in. Saturn orbit arrived at Titan. Okay, so that was the other 50,000 finishing. So send the Prometheus back to Saturn. And then let's do a Titan to Titan orbit, transfer this nitrogen. Contract complete! We found a great candidate system, now we can begin planning our journey. Unlock the first step to Interstellar. Doesn't pay out very much, only 1 million, which at this point we've got billions sitting around. Next step, first step to Interstellar. We are ready to begin humanity's greatest project yet, to travel beyond our solar system and reach new stars. To do so, we will need to engineer something greater than ever before, a spacecraft capable of traveling interstellar spaces with all the technology and the resources necessary to serve as a home base in a new place. Construct the Interstellar Vehicle Assembly. To unlock the next contract, which is beyond the solar system. What do I need to do? Because we probably want to build that. We probably want to build the first one of those at least in Earth orbit. Helps if I'm in Earth orbit and not on Earth. There we go. Oh, that's cheap. Okay. 68 days. So I think that is a good place to put the part break in here. We got a couple techs to go. Literally a couple. 2 more techs to go. We'll get that done during the next one, and we'll start building fusion ships. Or I suppose we're kind of starting now. The Interstellar Vehicle Assembly is a fusion ship. But we're going to start on that, and then I think I'm going to build like 1 of every ship, and we'll have a nice race in sort of see how little fuel we can use to go to Mars sort of trip. We're going to send them all off to Mars, and we're going to probably leave most of them at Mars, just to show off what they look like in flight. But yeah, so we got 2 more techs, and then we're going to basically build 1 of every ship, which, using Earth resources and a little bit of helium-3, we should be able to do using the Earth shipyards relatively quickly. But yeah, this is where we are in the run. Caesar 7277, do you remember me? How good are your memory? I remember that you've messaged stuff in the Twitch chat. Beyond that, out of context, I don't necessarily remember you much more other than you're a Twitch chat. But yeah, you've left messages in the Twitch chat before. But yeah. So, the stream is going well, the run is going well. We're about to hit the end of the tech tree. When we hit the end of the tech tree, we're going to start winding down a lot of our research labs, because a lot of them at that point do nothing. So let's go around and delete all the research labs, begin preparation for sort of collecting all those asteroids and smashing them into things, and obviously part of that's pulling the people off of them. Although the first asteroid we'll be bringing in is the space elevator. So we're going to do the space elevator. We're going to be working on Interstellar. We're going to be working on the Mars early atmosphere here. And basically work through the rest of the contracts. At this rate, I think the contracts are going to end with us going interstellar and terraforming Mars. Caesar is saying, is space infinite or no? So, in Solar Expanse, you're mostly, in practice, restricted to the solar system. So if I go into object search, you can see all the major planetary body systems. You've got Mercury, Venus, Earth, all the way out to Pluto. And then down here at the end, you have exoplanet systems. You can send things to exoplanet systems, but that's all they do. They go. I don't think there's anything that happens when you get them there. They just go there. So space is. There are things beyond the solar system. For the purposes of the game, other than sending things beyond the solar system, whether they arrive or not or whatever, it doesn't really pertain to what goes on in the game. And then the number of asteroids and comets is unlimited, but there's a finite amount at any time. So at the moment, I've got the discovery cap on all the asteroids, and near-Earth objects, which are usually comets. So there's 11 near-Earth objects you can have at any given time, 19 inner belt, 20 middle belt, 19 outer belt, 3 comets, 3 Jupiter Trojans, 4 Jupiter Greeks. And I believe that is all the asteroids that can be spawned in at once. But if we go click on an asteroid, you'll notice the asteroids have a Destroy Object button. So if you're done with an asteroid and you don't want to do anything else with it, you can smash this button, the object will disappear from the tracker, and then if you sent the observatory looking for new objects, it can replace the deleted object. You can also delete objects, and delete asteroids when crashing them into other objects. Like we can do some asteroids hitting Mars and stuff like that, which we will be doing. So in practice, there is infinite resources in the game, and there are things beyond the solar system, but for practical purposes, other than 1 or 2 ships that you send out of the solar system, you are basically playing in the solar system with the, at any given time, finite, but practically infinite, because you can use up resources, sort of observe more from the void into existence, use those resources up, bring more in. Effectively, there's infinite resources in the solar system via the method of finding new asteroids after you use them up. But yeah, here's where we're going to go ahead and put the part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, we will have a part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, this is the midstream tea break area where I'm going to go make a new cup of tea while we get one of the ads out of the way. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.